Hey guys, so my hair is wet, I'm sitting in a corner, and my room is a complete, but you're just gonna have to deal with it for this video. So for this video, I just wanted to kind of sit and talk about my year. I did a happiness jar 2015. I've been super busy and I wanted to do another video kind of like summarizing my year and also talking about New Year's resolutions, so I'm just going to combine this video. So this is probably going to be long. Most of my videos on this channel are kind of long, but that's just because I ramble. I can't help it. I just wanted to talk about my year as a whole. If you guys didn't know, I'm currently in the process of moving back into my parents' house. I just went to college first semester and now I'm moving back. It's a really long story as to why I'm moving back instead of going back to school, but yeah, that's another video. 2015 was a really great year for me, and even though it was challenging, there was a lot of changes, a lot of new stuff, but overall I'd say it was a pretty decent year. It's had its ups and downs though. The beginning of last year I remember being very, very depressed. I was at a job that I didn't really like. I was literally getting up every day crying, going to work. I hated it. My stepdad still works for them, so I can't say too much about the job. It just wasn't for me. It's not the job itself, it's just the people there, and they don't really care about their employees a whole lot. So I was just very depressed. I was getting up every morning crying, going to work, knowing I had to do it because I needed a job, but I hated it so much. And then it did get better after a while. In February I bought my car, so that made things a little bit easier for me to deal with it, because when I got home from work I had something to look forward to. I could go out. When I was going out more, I was seeing my friends and could have a social life along with it. It gave me something to look forward to when I got home from work, so I didn't hate work quite as much. It still wasn't good, like I still didn't like it, but it made it easier for me to go. And then after that, I ended up moving in with my best friend in the summer just because she was leaving for college. I was getting ready to leave for college, which I didn't find out till June that I had actually got accepted, so it was kind of later in the year. Me and my mom just weren't getting along, just mother-daughter stupid arguments and stuff, and I decided since she's going to leave and I'm going to leave that I would move in with her. Her parents let me stay there, and I moved in with her, stayed there all summer. We had so much fun, we made so many memories. Still working, but I would come home and we'd stay up all night and do crazy stuff. In August we moved her into college. That was very hard for me because I had spent every day for the past like couple months with her, and so I moved her into college. The next weekend I moved to college. I never would have expected to have had as much fun as I did at college. I met some of the greatest people I've ever met. If you guys haven't seen my video yet, I've posted videos about them before. There's one just throughout the semester, just random videos I took, and then I'm getting ready to post the video from yesterday when I went to go get the rest of my stuff, tell them goodbye and that kind of stuff, and they're just such great people, like such great friends. I went to a Christian school, if you guys don't know, and I really explored my faith and got to know some really, really great people that I consider like my sisters. I hope that they are lifelong friends, and I really truly believe that they will be lifelong friends regardless of the fact that I'm not with them now. Unfortunately, my time at college has come to an end for now. I'm not going to say that it came to an end. I think that it just kind of has been put on hold right now. But no doubt in my mind, I'm still going to talk to these girls. I love them so much, and I think they know that. But if they don't and you guys are watching, I love you guys. Hi! So that's kind of like a quick recap of my year without going into too much detail. So when I went to college, I've kind of let go of some people in my life and gained new ones. And this video is kind of like what 2015 taught me, and one of the main things that I think 2015 taught me is to learn to let go easier. Not everybody in your life is supposed to be there all the time. Like, people are in your life for a reason, and sometimes that reason is to be short term. Once they teach us that lesson, or once they do their part in our life, it's time to move on, and that's unfortunate, and not everybody's like that. Some people you're meant to be with for the rest of your life, and others are not. So I've really learned to let go of people and stop chasing those relationships. Even though it's hard to let go of those relationships, I feel like we have to sometimes to grow. Once you finally do let go of those relationships, you find the people that you need to move on to the next chapter of your life. That's really the main thing that I've learned in 2015, is to just let go. I really believe that sometimes those people have to stay in your hearts and not necessarily in your life, because you guys separate. Once you get older, friends separate. They go on two different separate paths of life, and that's okay. That's okay to separate. You can still love them, you can still do whatever, but you have to go and separate and live your life separately. One of the big things that I've also learned is that good people still exist in this world, and I had really given up on that for a while because of so much hurt that I've just been through over the last couple years, just with family and different friends and that kind of stuff. So good people still exist. I've met them, and I'm so blessed to have them in my life, and I'm so thankful that God put them in my life. So another big thing I learned in 2015 was to just stop knocking at a door if God's already closed it for you. I feel like I've been doing that a lot because I want certain things for my life, but it's not necessarily what I'm meant to do. So it's hard to let go of that because I want it, but it's not necessarily what I'm supposed to do. So I have to trust that there's something else out there for me to do, and that's really hard. That's one thing that I've learned in 2015, and it's gonna be alright. Whether you're doing what you think you should or whether you're doing what you want, it's gonna be alright. Okay, 2015 is over, so that was my kind of recap of that. Now I'm gonna get into more of the 2016 goals that I want, and I'm gonna run through these really quick because this video is gonna be super long if not. Last year I made a bunch of goals, and I actually did fulfill a lot of them. You can go back and look. I went back to school. That was one of my goals. The organization goal that I made last year, I've pretty much accomplished that. Not accomplished, but I've done better with it. I bought a car, so that I've done pretty good with my goals for 2015. So 2016 I'm going to try and keep it on. The one that I really failed in 2015 was to make YouTube a priority, and that was because of everything else that was going on. But again, moving on to 2016, these are the goals that I want to try and accomplish this year, or at least get better at this year. In no particular order, but how they are on my phone. Number one is to get an apartment, or just a place on my own, because I don't like living at home. Like, I'm going to be 21 in 2 weeks, and I just don't like living at home no more. I want to decorate my own house. I want to have the responsibility of being on my own. Also, living on your own is a struggle, so I'm hoping that I can accomplish that this year. If not, it'll be alright, but I'd really like to accomplish that. The next two are kind of combined, and that is to continue with YouTube and to make more music stuff relating to YouTube. You guys know I'm a musician. I have 3 guitars right here and a ukulele. Like, I'm a musician, and I want to incorporate that into my YouTube more and do music videos and lip dubs and covers. And along with that comes the next goal, which is to learn a new skill. Learn new skills as far as learn how to make music videos, learn different editing techniques, which I have been trying to do. I downloaded a new editing software that I've been trying to work out in between moving and all this other stuff. I've been trying to figure it out a little by little. I haven't used it yet, but that's the goal. Number 5, and this is just as a general thing thrown out there. It's kind of very broad, but I want to do something that I've never did before. And that's very broad, but I want it to be broad. I want to try and do new things, like go on a hike, or even if I get the opportunity to, like, go skydiving or bungee jumping or something like that. And even like simpler things like trying a new food, or like just something that I haven't done before. I'd love to like explore that this year. So number 6 is a very special one to my heart, is start my book. Ever since I was a little kid, I used to write stories for fun, and I just really want to write an autobiography about my life and my struggles and what I've been through. I've started this book several times, and I just, every time I'll write like a paragraph or like a page or something, and then I'll reread it and I'll be like, no, that don't sound good. Which the first draft of a book is not supposed to sound good, so I want to like start it and start the whole thing, I guess you would say. Not write the whole thing, because that's going to take longer than a year, I believe. But I want to like have it planned out and like actually start on it and quit changing it and quit saying that it sounds bad, because it's supposed to sound bad when you first write it. That's a really, really big one for me, because that's something that I've wanted to do my whole life. So I'm excited to start that this year. Along with all these other things, one of the other things that I want to do is to kind of find myself, because I feel like all these years, all these times I've been to college twice now for 2 different things, and I feel like I'm just kind of exploring what I want to do with my life. I'm still young, I'm 20, so about to turn 21, so I feel like they put so much pressure on you to figure out what you want at such a young age, and I don't want to go into something that I want now and that I don't want long term. I don't want to go and get a degree for something that I might not want to do for the rest of my life. So I really want to explore that so I can go back to school and so I can really find out what I want and who I am. What I have to do, I have to quit spending money to go to school for things that I'm not necessarily sure that I want to do, and then after I spend all this money I realize maybe that's not for me. So I just want to explore myself, find out who I am and what I want to do with my life, and really stay true to that. Another one that I've really kind of struggled with over the years is, especially with vlogging and stuff, like vlogging in public, is I get too worked up about what other people think and what other people's opinions are and what they think of what I'm doing. Like, if I get made fun of for vlogging in public or something, I get really insecure about that, and I don't feel like that's how it should be. If it's something that makes me happy, and like even going back to school, people are always trying to tell me what I should go to school for, and granted, I know they're just trying to help, but at the same time, like, I need to stop letting them influence my decisions or what I do with my life. Number 9 is to stop trying so hard for toxic relationships. Like I said before, I have let go of a lot of relationships this year just because they're toxic to me now. At one point they were good for me, but now that we're moving in different directions and we're no longer good for each other, and it's becoming toxic to where we're hurting each other more than we're helping each other, and that's not the way a friendship or any relationship should be. It should be that you're there for each other's support, and once you get to a point where your relationship is toxic, or maybe it's toxic from the beginning, once it's to a point where it's toxic, you have to let go, and that's something that I struggle with so much, and I want to get better at it this year. Stop trying so hard for toxic relationships and trying to make them work and trying to mend them, because if they're not going to work, they're not going to work. That's just how life goes. Although sometimes you can fix them, I'm not saying you can't, but most of the time it's just you've grown apart and you're at 2 different points in your life, and that's just the way it has to be for now. And maybe they'll come back into your life later and maybe not, but everything happens for a reason. Okay, number 10 is kind of a silly one, but it's kind of accurate because I'm looking around my room. Like, if you guys could see my room right now with all the stuff that I've just moved back from college. Number 10 is to stop hoarding so much stuff, because I hoard everything. Like, I get to the point where like candles. Hello, by the way, you're sitting on candles. The camera is sitting on. I have 12 candles in front of me, and none of them have been burned, I don't think. Maybe a couple of them, but I just hoard stuff so much because stuff that I love, like candles, I get to the point where I'm a broke college student, and I'm like, if I burn this candle, like, then it's gone, then I might not be able to afford to get a new one. Or even with makeup, I'm like, if I use up all this makeup, like, I might not be able to afford more when I use it all up. So I hoard it and don't use it as much as I should, or I use it very sparingly so that I can keep it around for longer. And that is just kind of junking up my room, my space. Yeah, so I'm going to be better at that. I want to do, if you guys watch Ashley Elizabeth, she does a project pan every year, and she like has this list of stuff that she wants to get rid of or use up, and she does monthly updates on how well she's doing on these things and how far she's come and how much is left in the bottle and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I want to do, which I'm in the process of making a project pan, like getting my items together for it. So I want to try and do that this year and get rid of some of the stuff, some of these candles, some of this makeup, all these beauty products that I have that I've had for years and that just I don't use because I'm scared to get rid of them. But it's junking up my room and I need to get rid of some of this stuff and stop hoarding it. I know this video is really late, like most New Year's resolutions go up at the beginning of the month, but it's like the 10th or 11th or something like that. But anyways, that is my year in review and also my New Year's resolution. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was kind of quick, kind of rambly. Hopefully it didn't last too long. I kind of smushed two videos together. This video was kind of inspired by Marissa Lace. If you guys don't know Marissa, first of all, you need to go subscribe to her because she's awesome. I binge watch her videos all the time and she's so funny, she's so cute, she's gorgeous, she's got like the best personality. I just love you, Marissa, if you ever watch this. But she did a year of you video, which is kind of like the year of you, like make this year about you and find yourself and all that kind of stuff that I kind of talked about in my video. And she also did a what 2015 taught you video, which is kind of what this whole thing is inspired by, was those two videos. Yeah, I'm sorry for the lighting. I'm sorry that I just got out of the shower and look like shit. But you know, it works. I needed to film a video. I wanted to film this video and this is kind of the only time I had to do it. My room is currently a mess. I'm moving. Like, a lot of stuff is going on right now, but I wanted to film this regardless, so this is what you get. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that is my video. I hope you guys like it. I'll see you guys in my next video, whenever that will be. Hopefully it'll be a Project Pan video. We'll see. Thank you guys. Bye guys. I'll see you in my next video.